What's up guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to do photo shoots with models, whether you are modeling on a bike, a car, whatever it may be. If you're just a biker who wants some photos on your bike. If you're a photographer, this will be super helpful to you if you ever have to pose a model and you don't really know what to do. So today we're going to take the Yamaha R9 out with Aubrey. She's going to do a couple poses on the bike. Kind of be our guinea pig today. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm actually recording this after I filmed the video because I was very sick and congested and it did not sound very good. So I sound a little bit better now. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, so thoughts on the R9?
It feels like the R7 but faster.
Yeah. Do you like?
It's also very the throttle isn't as touchy.
What do you mean?
Like it's not as sensitive. So I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's not as torquey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's smoother, right?
Yeah.
Do you like that, or do you like the torquiness?
Well, I think I'm just really used to the R7.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm used to. I don't necessarily like it more or less than the R7. It's just a little
This is different.
Yeah, like when I'm going from at a red light or something, I don't have the. I'm either doing way too much or not enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's different. You like it though?
I like it a lot. It's really easy to do that. I don't know what that is. But on the R7, it's a little bit harder for me to do that. You know what I mean?
There's more room on this bike to do it. Is that what you mean?
No. Like on the road, when I was riding.
It's more nimble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird because you would think the R9 or the R7 would be more nimble.
I think for some people maybe it is more on the R7, but for some reason it's way better for me on this. I can't do that as easily on the R7.
Fair enough.
Sue me.
I will. Which I'll just be suing myself.
Good luck with that.
How's the pista?
Really good.
Let's get some nice footage of the pista. Hold on. Drop it down real quick. Okay, Master Chief.
I'm not so bad though when I'm at red lights. And then
Really?
It takes me a minute to do that. Because my other one, you just pop it up. You have to press a button on this one. Takes a second.
Okay guys, so obviously like I said before, we're gonna be kind of showing you how to model people on the bikes. I'm also just gonna be getting photos for Aubrey, just for her to have. So first and foremost, you want to have a good relationship. So obviously this is my wife. We have a pretty good relationship, right? I would probably recommend that you guys meet somewhere before, either at a gas station or if you guys can meet at a meet together and kind of know each other around other people. Let's say a photographer hits you up, right?
Okay.
How can they make you feel comfortable? Would it be better for you guys to meet in a public space together, at a car meet or something?
Yeah, I would definitely feel more comfortable if I met them beforehand,
or at least
had a lot of mutual friends with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say knowing they're friends of friends or something like that.
Yeah, if it's just some random person that hits me up who I've never met before, who I have no mutuals with or anything, I'm gonna be way less likely to even respond to them. Unless like they're a very like well-known like photographer who like is very trusted, I guess, by the
Like
community.
Super
Like
John.
Super John, yeah. If it's someone who's like doesn't have a lot of like content already with like I don't know. I just
Someone
feel-
who's established.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm probably not gonna really respond to them just because I'm like, I don't really trust this person, and I don't know anybody who knows them to like vouch for them, so like I'm just not gonna respond or something. Also, I'm literally married to Super John, so I'm not gonna respond to anyone anyway.
You guys heard that first. Don't be in her DMs. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we've established that getting to know each other first is definitely a plus, right?
Do I look like a boy?
No, you don't. You look like a girl. What is another way that you would feel comfortable? Would a location like this make you comfortable or uncomfortable, or would it really not matter?
In the middle of the woods, probably not very comfortable. But that's also because I'm a girl. Like if you're shooting with like another guy, then like I don't think they're gonna care.
Yeah.
But like if you're just shooting like one-on-one with a girl, probably don't take them into the middle of the woods.
Yeah, don't do this.
No,
Okay.
No, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
So, yeah. This is along the lines of what I was talking about, is like, go somewhere where not necessarily other people can see you, but like somewhere where there's other people walking
Somewhere where
around.
you might not get brutally murdered and then dumped. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Or like, do some like city shots, or do like, shots in like an industrial complex where there's like cameras and stuff, and like people can feel more safe. Especially if you're like a guy shooting with a woman, it's definitely just one of those things where like you want the woman to feel as safe as possible. I feel like that's important. So yeah, if you're a dude shooting with a dude, or a girl shooting a dude, like,
And also
that's a little bit
ask
different.
them, like, what
and
they're
yeah, ask
comfortable
them
with.
like, what do they want? If someone requests like a wooded location, then obviously there's not much that you can do about it. But maybe do it in like a park where there's other people walking by and stuff.
Maybe you can offer to bring a girlfriend with you or something.
Yeah, bring somebody with you, or have them bring somebody with them and make them feel more comfortable. And just like, don't be so set in your ways that it looks uncomfortable, because that's a good way to lose a client and make yourself look bad. Okay, so for sure, making the person feel comfortable, making them feel like it's a very easy interaction during the shoot. I think one of the biggest things that you could do as a photographer is make sure to keep your distance. So like if I'm like up close and like, showing you like this and like being handsy, that would be very uncomfortable for whoever the subject is.
And just like announce before, like if you need to adjust something, be like, hey, if it's okay, I'm just gonna like move like your hair, I'm gonna move your sweater or jacket or whatever.
Because sometimes like a girl's hair will like be covering the logo. Be like, hey, like what I do is I'm like, hey, turn around real quick. I'll be like, hey, your hair is like covering the code. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna move your hair over real quick. And you can either do that, or you can be like, can you move your hair, and just make it more comfortable. It's not to be awkward. If anything, it makes it a whole lot less awkward. Little things like that, it goes a long way to making your subject feel a lot more comfortable. Keeping your distance throughout. You guys like my scrunchie? A big thing is keeping your distance throughout the shoot. I use a 24-70 Sony G Master, and that allows me to, if I need to get tight shots, I can, but it really helps me to like be able to scoot back, and like if I want to get like a quality shot for helmet, I can be right here and get like a nice, up close shot, show all the carbon, whatever it may be, on your new Vista, and not make that I'm not like right here in their face, like making them feel very uncomfortable, because when you have a camera in your face, it is kind of uncomfortable, like, just realistically, unless you're married, yes. I feel like those are some really good things that you can do to make your subject feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into shooting.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So first things first, there are three main types of shots that you can get when you're shooting a subject. One is whole subject, like, okay, whole R9 with her in the photo, like leaning up against the bike, leaning up against the car, whatever you're doing. The second one is getting like partial shot of the bike, and then like partial shot of the subject. So if she's sitting on the bike, maybe I get like a low shot from here showing, her face and then some of the bike. And then your third type of shot is getting shots just of the subject. So that is highlighting her helmet, highlighting the code merge, highlighting the gloves, the cross, whatever it may be. Code ops. But those are your three main types of photos. So you want to make sure that you get like a nice disbursement of them, but getting a few shots of like just the bike is important. Like if we were just shooting your R7, you'd want a couple photos of just the R7, you know what I mean? But that wouldn't be your main focus, it would be you. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna set up the shot. I think I forgot my tripod. Yeah, so I forgot my tripod, but that's okay. I'll set it up on my car. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera and we're gonna set up the bike. Let's get to it. What I'm gonna have you do first is pull up the bike to that flat area right there, kind of in the center of the road. Yeah, you. Okay, I'll do it. Here, you can video me.
Okay.
If you're comfortable with bikes and if your model is okay with it, you can move their car or their bike or whatever you're shooting around. Yeah, don't do it if you don't have any experience with it, because that would be bad. Okay, this is too much work. So I'm gonna go ahead and line this up in the center of this side, just in case cars are coming by, because I know that that's open over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this around. Is that cool? Thanks. Straighten the wheel. Never on a motorcycle, never have the wheel turned like this, because it's against what you're shooting. So always have the wheel straight. Okay, that's nice and straight there. What I'm gonna look for is 3 different shots of the bike. So shot 1 will be this shot right here, kind of front 3/4 angle. Shot 2. Shot 2 will be a side shot like this, so straight on side shot. And then shot 3 will be this shot right here. And obviously I'll either edit out the BMW or I'll, take it out in the shot somehow. You don't really want to get a shot from here because the bike doesn't look as good. You can sometimes get it. If the model is sitting on the bike and they're leaning the bike up, you can definitely get the shot. But as it sits right now, I probably wouldn't recommend getting the shot just because it's facing away from you. And definitely, no matter what, I would never take this photo here. This is a terrible shot of a bike. Head-on shots and complete rear-on shots can work if they're sitting on it and they're making it straight up, but usually I wouldn't recommend doing that. So let's go ahead and get to shooting. I'm gonna set my camera up and we will go from there.
Oh. Good job.
Is this a video?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Okay, so I'm gonna focus on the shots of the model and the subject together first. That's gonna be my first shot. We're gonna go ahead and start with Aubrey standing next to the bike, and I'm just gonna kind of walk through the shots as we're doing them. So for context, I'm using a A7R3 with my 24-70 G Master, and I have a CPL. You probably don't need a CPL if you're shooting just like a person, but if you're shooting any type of vehicle, and especially like a helmet, you definitely want to have a CPL to cut any reflections that you may get from it. So as Aubrey gets her gloves on, we're gonna first have her stand next to the bike. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights on. My battery is good, just make sure that your client has enough battery, or you turn the car or bike on or whatever you do when you're doing a photo shoot. So I'm gonna have you like put your hand on the back seat, and then maybe like put your leg up on the kickstand, or on the foot, yeah, footrest. So first thing I'm doing is basically just getting the model familiar with the subject and seeing what angles look best. So go ahead and put your visor down. I'm getting a couple vertical shots, a couple horizontal shots. I'm making sure to turn my polarizer whenever I switch from vertical to horizontal. We're gonna get a couple side shots. Have your model move around a little bit, have them change positions every now and then. Be careful whenever you're shooting with a model, because if they're making movements while you're shooting, it can cause a little bit of blurriness, which can be cool, but for the most part, you want to avoid that unless you're like shooting at night with some cool lighting and doing long exposure. Go ahead and face to your right, babe. Yeah, no, like look that way. Okay, I basically got all the shots that I can get with her next to the bike. I could do some with her in front of the bike, but we're just not gonna do that today. That is a shot that you can get, or maybe them like, if it's a dude who has like huge biceps or like huge forearms or something like that, you could have them do like this or like a cool pose like that. But for the most,
I don't have huge biceps.
I'm gonna, here, do like this. I'm gonna Photoshop big, like huge, no, do it to the camera. I'm gonna Photoshop like huge arms on you. Those are the kind of shots you can do with the person off the bike. Now let's go to on the bike. So go ahead and hop on. What you want to do is whenever you're shooting a bike, whichever way you're shooting, have their foot up. So if I'm shooting from this side, I'll have her right foot up and her left foot holding her up, or the kickstand holding her up. For the most part, I like to have her leg holding her up. So go ahead and get off the kickstand. Okay. Are you able to do that? Okay. I'll go ahead and shoot her from this side, have her keep her left leg down. Whenever I walk around and shoot from the left side, I'll go ahead and have her put her left leg up and then put this foot down. That way, whichever angle you're shooting from, their leg is up. It just looks a little bit more aggressive and a little bit meaner. Let's go ahead and get a front on shot. So I'll have you go ahead and lean on the handlebars. Anytime you get a front on shot, you probably want them to like be leaning forward somehow. It just gives it a little bit more of an aggressive presence. A cool shot to get from the front, and this won't have like the whole subject in it. This is part of the second set of photos I was talking about, kind of having half the subject and half the model in it, is getting a shot from right about here and focusing, zooming in. Go ahead and lean forward again, and zooming in on the subject. Now, because I'm shooting with a lot of trees in the background, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I would probably recommend that you have like a clear space above their head. It just makes for a cleaner photo, and it's easier to use for like a profile picture or something like that, because it really just focuses on the helmet. It doesn't really have all the distracting stuff in the background. So after you got your first shot with them leaning on the handlebars, I'm gonna do a front 3/4 shot. What I'm gonna have her do is I'm gonna have her put her hand on her, whichever thigh is up, whichever leg is up, have them put their hand on that thigh, and then this hand can go on the handlebar, just like that, yep. And go ahead and kind of rotate your hand in a little bit. So like this way, yeah, there you go. And you guys will see what I'm talking about in the photo. Go ahead and turn your head that way now. So because she's wearing a pista, it's very aggressive from the side angle. So I'm trying to highlight that where I can. Go ahead and stay there. So this is a really good shot to highlight the aggressiveness of her pista. And what I'll probably do here in a second is I'm gonna get one of those close-up shots that I was talking about. Stay right there, babe. Get one of those close-up shots. And I'll maybe have her rotate her head this way and then bring it this way a little bit. That's all I'm talking about. If you're gonna do something like that, go ahead and announce it to your subject. Be like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and move your helmet around a little bit just to let you know. Now, Aubrey, move your head towards the right just a little bit. And go ahead and tilt it to the left. To the left, yeah. Back to the right a little bit. No, tilt it. Yeah, there you go. Yep. And I'm using my CPL here to cut as many reflections as possible. Okay, this is one of the coolest shots you can do with a biker now. Go ahead and pull this hand right here, and then put this hand up on the tank.
I can't breathe.
You can't breathe. Yeah, this is a really cool shot you can do for bikers where they're like halfway turned like this, and it gives a really aggressive presence to the motorcycle and to the rider. And just so you guys know, the reason that I'm having her pose with her hand on her hip and her arm on the tank is to create triangles and basically like make the subject a little bit bigger, because if you have your arms like kind of in or like tucked in like this, you can kind of, the model can just like blend, you know what I mean? You really want separation with the arms. You want to make sure that you're creating shapes with their arms and with their legs. Would you agree with that? Yeah. So something that you can work on if you're shooting with models, maybe go out and practice a little bit and just have them create shapes. So like you stay right there, Aubrey. So like take this for example. Okay, now put your arms like down like you would, like that. So I'll put those two photos up next to each other and you'll be able to see the difference between when her arm is out like this and when her arm is kind of in like this. Guys, if your model does that to you, go ahead and call 911. Now that we have Aubrey on the bike, we can go ahead and take photos from the left side of the bike, which is your right side, but the left side of the bike. So go ahead and put this leg up and put your right leg down. Yep. Make sure whenever you have your subject do this, that they put their toes on the foot pegs. If they kind of put a heel of their foot on the foot pegs, it won't look as aggressive, and that's just not how you're supposed to ride. So if you're maybe with like a more inexperienced rider or someone who's just new to it, or maybe someone who doesn't ride but they're just modeling on the bike, make sure that you know how to pose them properly. You can see here, because I'm going to be taking some photos of the back of the coat sweater, Aubrey's going ahead and pulling her hair up to the front so that you can actually see the logo and everything. I'm gonna have you stay right here actually, because it's a really pretty shot with your eyes. We're gonna kind of do like rear 3/4 shots like I was talking about. So you can see Aubrey's hands are kind of set in. They're not really like doing anything. They're not creating shapes or anything like that. Okay, Aubrey, now go ahead and your left hand back on the back seat. And then put your right hand up on the tank a little bit more. There you go. Look at me. That's kind of a cool shot. What do you think?
I can see. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm standing behind one of the trees right now. Aubrey is staring at me like, what are you doing? I'm behind one of the trees right now and I'm just gonna incorporate a little bit of my environment into the photo. Will this look good? I have no idea. We're gonna find out. It's also good to be talking to your model throughout the photo shoot, so don't just like randomly stop talking to them. Make sure, if you can, that you're carrying on a conversation of some kind. This is a great shot that you can do, is like a low angle shot where you can see the gloves, you can see like the mirror, you can see the front fairing, but the focus is on the headlight, so it gives a lot of depth to the photo. And it focuses on their
Headlight?
not headlight, helmet. Goofy. Oh, you look so cute. You can get a couple shots of, you know, whatever clothing they're wearing, their gloves, their boots, whatever they want to highlight. You want to shoot at as high of a shutter speed as possible just to eliminate any movement in the photo, kind of like I said before, but obviously work with what you got. You can see her hands are inset, like they're on the tank, but she's still creating like a little bit of layering with how she's positioning her arms. You can experiment with some other photos, with doing just some photos of like the model or just doing some photos of the bike. Like Aubrey was saying, a lot of times the model won't have any specific goal in mind. They just want some photos to post or to use as like wallpapers or something like that. And so you may not have anything to highlight, and that makes it a little bit harder as a photographer because you don't have anything really to like highlight. So you just go around, get your general shots, maybe get some special, like on this bike, right? There's the wrap and then I have a tail tidy on the bike. So maybe I highlight the tail tidy from NRC, thank you, New Ridge Cycles. Or like Aubrey has her pista that she just got. So talk with your model, kind of converse with them, find out a little bit of you know, what they've done to the car or what they've done to the bike, or maybe like what they're wearing, maybe some things that are special to them. And having that conversation will help you highlight things about the car because they're their photos. And when they go back and look through the photos, they're gonna see photos of, you know, her helmet that she just got for Christmas. Like that'll be special to her because she just got it. And you're welcome. And she can really like enjoy that. Or like for me, for the R9, I got the wrap done and I got the wheels powder coated. So maybe like highlighting the powder coating on the rear wheel, or if someone just got an exhaust or something like that, highlighting those things. So, yeah, brand deals. If you're shooting with someone who's maybe a little bit more popular on Instagram and they have a couple brand deals, you know, talking with them and seeing who has sponsored them and maybe, huh? I guess he doesn't care.
I guess not.
All right, guys, those are some things that can help your shoots be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more professional, and help your models feel a little bit more comfortable around you. If you have any other questions about specific shots or maybe, you know, a specific shoot that you have for me, feel free to reach out and message me. I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Oh.
No, you missed it, dude. Okay.
I missed it?
Yeah, you did. Okay. All right, take two. Peace out. Your hands, look, you can see your fingers. You gotta do it like
I have small hands.
right there, okay? Take three.